TV show Little Britain was great, this game is an absolute storm of shit and piss. I shall show you now, from Vulpz the reviewer, the foxiest reviewer you ever met, reviewing the shitty Little Britain PS2 game.
This game as a whole has a grand total of 7 games, and yes, I'm going to be talking about every single one of them. The first minigame stars Vicky Pollard, who is skating around collecting CDs and performing tricks with button combinations seen at the start of the game. Now, are there any specific reasons that Vicky is skating despite in her first sketch that she didn't know how to skate and now she's suddenly grinding?
New but, yeah but, new but, yeah but, new but, yeah but, new but, yeah but, new because this game is a load of shit.
All in all, the controls are stiff, the concept makes no sense, and it has no ties to the original sketch. There's nothing really much special about this minigame, so let's move on. Oh yeah, and it doesn't help that the tracks go on and on and on and on and on. Next we have good old Lou and Andy.
YOLO.
This minigame, unlike the last one, at least has some structure. While Lou is talking to a lifeguard, Andy climbs up the diving board and prepares to dive into it. This one is actually based off an episode, except you gotta mash X every time Andy walks or climbs up the ladder. And when you get to the top of a diving board, you press a number of buttons to perform tricks. This can really hurt your thumb.
I know, my thumbs are killing me!
Evil Osakio, how did you get on that Christmas tree?
I fell.
2 things before we get to the next game. 1, people love Little Britain. It's funny, it's creative, it's awesome. Also, people love Pac-Man. It's classic, it's creative, it's nostalgic, it's awesome. However, it's best if you keep these 2 elements far away from each other as you can, because if you don't, you get this next mini-game.
Basically, Marjorie is Pac-Man, the biscuits are the pellets, the cakes are the power pellets, and the other characters are the ghosts. Next we have a minigame involving Letty.
Who is Letty, you ask? Well, she only appeared in one Little Britain sketch in Season 3. Well, 3 if you're counting the deleted scenes.
The minigame itself is basically a stupid parody of whack-a-mole, except you're trying to whack frogs and not the other stuff. But the frogs keep on moving, making it more difficult to hit them. And when you do hit them, you're supposed to hit them multiple times. Next we have Emily and Florence, where basically the game involves Emily kicking footballs into a goal.
Emily and Florence are 2 men dressed as 2 women. I, on the other hand, am a fox. Write that down. A fox.
The minigame itself can even get boring and repetitive with its controls, even when you get the ball into the goal or not. Either way, nothing special. For the second to last minigame, we have Maggie and Judy. Oh dear. Here you have to line up bits of food like in Tetris, and when that meter is full, or when the timer runs out, the character does what a lot of people would want to do to this game. Finally, we get to the 7th minigame, which stars David Thomas, and the game itself is a motherfucking reskin of the first minigame, except it's David Thomas collecting gay magazines and running over gay people. Seriously.
And that, my friends, was Little Britain the PS2 game. I've got 2 words for this whole thing. Foxy disappoint. Well, now that that's taken care of, I can move on. And next, instead of doing the poll, I will be reviewing the Numberjacks Christmas episode Counting Down to Christmas. But after that, that's when I do the polls. This is Vulpz the Reviewer, the foxiest reviewer you ever met, signing off. Goodbye!